Most of Americans are struggling to pay for everyday goods, groceries, gas, rent, mortgage, electricity, water, utilities. And while the majority of Americans are struggling to pay for their basic needs, Donald Trump is using this presidency to make money hand over fist. Before we get into it, I have a housekeeping rule that I need to bring to your attention. We've talked about it some years ago, but here lately, I've been seeing comments that lets me know that I need to make sure you all understand how we roll over here. If you have a problem with me wearing a bonnet, there are thousands, millions of other YouTube channels, TikTok pages that you can go on over and subscribe to. If you get down in my comment section commenting negatively about my bonnet, I will block you. A lot of you think you're slick. You think you can get down in my comments with a nice, nasty comment about my bonnet. Oh, Tabitha, you're such a beautiful woman. Why do you have that bonnet on your head? Blocked. Oh, Tabitha, you bring such powerful information to your platform, but your bonnet is distracting. Blocked. Oh, Tabitha, we've come such a long way. What would other people think with you wearing that bonnet on your head? Blocked. And if I could block you twice for a backhanded compliment, I would block you twice. I'm not going to discuss it with you. There's no conversation to be had. You get down in my comment section with your backhanded compliments about my bonnet, I will block you. Okay? Let's get on to the video. Just before Donald Trump took office in 2025, Trump branded cryptocurrency $Trump token was put out there. Trading in the $Trump meme coin generated about $350 million in fees and dollar-pegged crypto for entities tied to Trump. One analysis estimates Trump personally likely cleared around $100 to $110 million after taxes from his token alone. And then after that, Melania released her own token, but we're going to keep it to Donald Trump. After that, in regards to World Liberty Financial, which is related to crypto, a House Judiciary Democratic memo drawing on Reuters said Trump family crypto ventures, primarily World Liberty and $Trump, that's the meme coin, produced over $800 million in income in just the first half of 2025. Let's continue. World Liberty itself generated at least $1.4 billion for the Trump and Witkoff families for over 16 months, with the Trump side receiving about $1.2 billion in cash plus roughly $2.25 billion in unrealized crypto gains. And the dough keeps rolling in by way of the presidency for Donald Trump. UAE stake sale in World Liberty. An Emirati buyer acquired 49% of World Liberty for $500 million, of which the Trump family reportedly took in about $187 million in immediate cash. Forbes describes this as an incredible deal for Trump, far richer than what the fundamentals alone would justify. Trump-linked ventures. The overall crypto income for these Trump-linked ventures, public reporting synthesized by congressional investigators estimates more than $800 million in crypto asset income into Trump family pockets by mid-2025, with total crypto-related holdings valued in the low to mid tens of billions of dollars at its peak. One progressive tracker estimates that crypto and Trump media added at least $7.5 billion in paper net worth gains since early 2024. So yeah, before he even took office, Donald Trump had started making money off the presidency, off his win of the presidency. There's more. We're going to go into his overseas real estate income that he's made since the beginning of his second term. Crew projects Trump's income from overseas developments during his second term alone is set to exceed $400 million and likely top $430 million, more than double what he made from foreign properties in his first term. In 2024, just before and after the election, foreign property income hit a record $101 to $109 million in a single year, a level that, if sustained, would replicate that $400 million plus over the next few years. Total 4 years. New foreign licensing and Gulf-linked deals that Donald Trump has made that will bring in money for him. Crew and investigative reporting point to huge new licensing deals in the UAE and Gulf states alone, generating over $20 million in fees from just a couple of recent projects on top of existing foreign income streams. This is from 2014 to 2024, Donald Trump disclosed at least $430 million, possibly well over $530 million from foreign developments. Projections suggest he may roughly double that during his current term. Then it goes into talking about how Donald Trump uses his properties for political and governmental and other influential events. Open Secrets documents tens of millions of dollars flowing from political committees and ally groups to Donald Trump's properties over his political career. In the second term, these bookings are continuing and expected to add many millions more in revenue. Specifically, 2025 to 2026 totals are still being compiled, but sit in the multi-million-dollar range. And because Donald Trump still owns the businesses, these payments are effectively direct income, not arm's length investments. Because he didn't separate himself from the business. He didn't do it in 2016 either. Goes into Trump Media, Truth Social, and the AI Fusion Data Center merger. Trump's stake in Trump Media and Technology Group was valued at roughly $2 to $3 billion at its peak in 2025. Even after stock declines, his position remained worth well over $1 billion. A proposed merger with nuclear fusion AI data center company implied a combined valuation around $6 billion, potentially boosting Trump's media and tech-related holdings by hundreds of millions to low billions on paper. All of the products that he sells, the Bibles, the MAGA caps, the t-shirts. Trump's 2025 financial disclosure lists about $3 million in income from a single Bible deal sold via an allied musician's website. Add to that several million more from branded sneakers, watches, fragrances, guitars, and books. Public estimates put total merch income in the low to 8-figure range. Tens of millions of dollars, which you combine all product lines from 2024 to 2025. Donald Trump's overall net worth increased since returning to office? Well, Forbes and others estimate Trump's net worth more than doubled in roughly 1 year, from around 2.5 to 3.5 billion pre-election to 5 to 7 plus billion by late 2025, largely due to crypto and media positions. One policy think tank pegs his net worth increase attributable to these ventures at about $7.5 billion, much of it unrealized but directly tied to his status as president and to ventures created or turbocharged after his 2024 win. And none of that includes the jet he got, the $10 billion lawsuit that he's filed against the IRS, the $10 billion that he sent on over to the Board of Peace, the $10 billion he got from the UAE that's sitting over in some bank account. It doesn't include all of the shenanigans that's going on with the trade deals that he's made, that I promise you is not on the behalf of the United States. It is on the behalf of him and his regime. None of that includes all of this other shiesty shit that's going on. The money that they are now withholding in Medicare funds from Minnesota, what are they doing with those funds? The SNAP benefits that they are cutting back on, what are they doing with those funds? The money that his family is making, the hundreds of millions of dollars that his family is making. Meanwhile, this is what's happening to regular, everyday, hardworking people.
And that's what my topic is. I had my annual physical yesterday. I'm 65 years old. I'm legally blind. I'm on disability. I went to my doc and I lost 28 pounds in the last year. I did not need to lose 28 pounds. I did not try to lose 28 pounds. I lost the 28 pounds because I cannot afford to eat anymore. Under Biden, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Under Biden, I was able to put $100 a month away for food, along with my SNAP, and I did okay. I could get fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and meat. It is just me. But now, with grocery prices so high, propane, electricity out of this world, I now only allow myself $65 a month for food.
Sharon, are you on SNAP benefits?
Let me tell you, under Joe Biden, I received $80 a month for SNAP. That was taken away from me under Donald Trump. He took it away. He gave me $24 a month. I did receive that for a couple of months. Then he took it down to $12.50 a month. I said, screw you. So I'm not doing that no more. So now I get $65 a month, Mimi. And for them people out there, all these Republicans that are doing so flippin' well right now, I have 3 potatoes. I have a half a tomato. I have 3 bananas, 1 apple, 1 can of soup, a half a loaf of bread, 1 egg, and 1 can of green beans. I do not get paid until the 3rd. I am disability blind. I cannot drive a car. I'm 15 miles out of town, so I am not able to just trot my butt down to the food shelf. I used to volunteer at the food shelf. I can't even do that anymore. I don't understand. I'd like somebody to explain to me, why is it always the poor people that are helping the poor people? I don't understand. But what I want to say, Mimi, is that it's really close to coming. Like that man said, the end is coming near, and it can't be any more true for me. And that's what my topic is.
I listened to that video a couple of times this morning. And each and every time, all I can think about is, who did she vote for? And this has been a serious battle within me for the past few months. Since Christmas, almost. I've been battling. I don't want to become a person that lacks empathy. And I saw myself heading down that road with all of the fuck around and find out videos and I told you so videos. I saw myself heading down that road. And in the new year, I decided I was going to pull back from that, because my mind was really in a battle. So much so that I have gone back to therapy, because I don't want to become a person who lacks sympathy and empathy for my fellow man. I don't want to become that. But I ain't there yet. So when I listen, every time I listen to that video, I just kept asking, who did she vote for? It was all fun and games when Donald Trump was dehumanizing immigrants and black people. It was all fun and games. It was all fun and games when he was disrespecting and denigrating members of the LGBTQIA+ community. It was all fun and games when he was creating division across the board, when he was villainizing the Democratic Party, demonizing the Democratic Party. It was all fun and games. Everybody was having a good time, cheering him on. It was all fun and games because you all thought, for whatever reason, it was going to be the black people who were going to be hurting the most. You thought you were going to be hurting solely the immigrants, black and brown people, marginalized communities. That's where you thought all of the harm, the hurt, and pain was going to be targeted towards. And now that you are lumped into that, now you're crying. Now you're crying. And you're so screwed up in the head, you can't realize that it's really not Democrat versus Republican. It's really not black versus white. It's not the immigrants. You are so screwed up in the head that you don't realize that it's a class war out here. The rich are getting richer off of your hurt and pain, and you gave them that power. He was their vehicle. He was their vehicle to put in policy or overturn policy that protected us against them. But you were so focused on Sam becoming Cheryl. You were so focused on the fact that black people were starting to be treated equally when it comes to pay. And we really weren't. When it comes to pay, when it comes to getting access to positions. That's what you were focused on. You were focused on making black people get back in the fields and becoming subservient to you because you feel you are superior in all aspects and you are due all of the finer things simply because you're white. Thank God I got a therapy appointment today because, yeah, I'm going to need it. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Put it down below.